Hello,
Hey.
everybody.
Oh man.
Bing bong, push the pod, you son of a bitch.
Bing bong, push the pod. I
Bing,
feel
bing, bing.
very healthy.
Me, 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 me. Me, me, me. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet. The arsonist. Red leather, yellow leather.
Still haven't figured out how I'm gonna do the the intro thing. What I usually
Just do it, man. Just hit it. You just gotta sell out for it, dog.
All right, I gotta cough real quick.
No, yeah, dude. Do what you gotta do, bro. Let me retweet your John as well. Just like
Sweet. I'm gonna do it. 3, 2, 1. Philly! I can't believe I did that.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia. Welcome back once again to yet another edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. As always, my name is Ryan Conway, and joining me here is my illustrious co-host and wartime consigliere, Sam Glavin. And, of course, we have our incomparable producer behind the glass, Seamus G, producing the show, putting together the banners, getting the highlights out for us every week that we love so much. Fuck, man. I mean, Sam, the best part of this week so far, I think, is the fact that you came in. We're both actually a little bit under the weather here. Sam definitely, his voice is a little shot, and he hit that Philly like he always does. He just dug deep for it. That's honestly the best effort I've seen in like the Philadelphia within a 2-hour radius of Philadelphia.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
outside of one very particular area.
Yeah, that's not saying much. I mean, it's been just shit week. Just been a terrible
been bad.
week. I mean, it started off on Sunday with, depending on whether you think Sunday is the start or the end of the week or not, we can get into that at a later date. But Sunday was terrible. I mean, we lost to the fucking Giants. That was
bad.
sick. And that was our first edition on our audition on Colorcast, which is a pretty cool app. You should go check it out. And then it's just been downhill from there. That's the Flyers. Seamus told me before the thing. The Flyers have lost 7 straight. The Sixers can't figure anything out, and the MLB, which I guess we can lump in with the Phillies, is in a freaking lockout. While the Phillies are trying to sign some people, and you can't do that during the lockout.
Yeah, man. In terms of just like the last 5 days, I mean, you take a look from this Saturday, even when the Sixers lost to the Timberwolves, and like Karl Anthony Towns had fouled out, and then they went on to still lose. And then it's just been the Sixers have lost. They lost 7 straight too. They've lost a lot. They've lost a lot of games. They've lost a lot of games in a row. And here's the thing, man. Nothing's going right here in the city of Philadelphia, except for, of course, the Philadelphia Union. But we're going to get to them in a little bit. Because first, Sam, obviously, this is Philadelphia. As you know, as much as we love the Union, and we do love the Union here at the Wolves of Broad Street podcast,
Sure do.
This is a birds town. You got open talking birds. Those are the rules. Yeah. Those are the rules. We don't make the rules. That's just what the content gods tell us. And Sam, that was one of the worst Eagles games I think I've ever watched. It was so upsetting from start to finish. Just the complete lack of anything doing for the team. Jalen Hurts didn't look good. Nobody really, looked phenomenal outside of our running backs. And, you can't win the game just running the ball with 2 guys. You need other people out there. And they didn't have that.
No, it was pretty brutal to watch, top to bottom. I mean, I thought it was a pretty poorly coached game. I thought it was a pretty poorly executed game by pretty much everybody on the football field.
Both teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both teams. Yeah, you're right. It was both teams. It was just a shit football game. I mean, we have a guy that we drafted right in the first round. We drafted him above Justin Jefferson, Jalen Reagor, right? And it's just it's getting old. Like, I'm sick of talking about like, oh, when is this guy going to show up? Well, I'm sick of talking about, oh, this guy sucks. Let's cut him. Let's just move on and get rid of him. Like, it's terrible. And like and you, Seamus G's chiming in right now. The Vikings were laughing at us basically on social media, saying, yeah, thanks for letting us have Justin Jefferson. Like, because you imagine if we had Justin Jefferson and Devonta Smith like on the same squad. I mean, that's probably one of the best receiving. It's one of the best receiving corps in the NFL already. So, yeah.
But no, we're stuck with what we've got right now. We've got Devonta Smith, who doesn't get the football. We've got Dallas Goedert, who does not get the football.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
We're still running the ball really well, but even like in high leverage situation, Jason Kelsey went down. That was horrible. I mean, he came back in the game, so it wasn't anything serious, but Herbig in the middle there was just bad.
Yeah, he was bad. I mean,
He had
Jason
two
Kelsey,
massive
yeah.
holding calls on touchdowns or close to him. And it's so upsetting because we went in so confident, Sam. I mean, you take a look
Oh my
back at our last
God.
episode, talking to Kyle when I was on the line change with John Jansen, we could win out. We could win out easily, or so we thought.
Yeah.
And now
It's typical Eagles, man. It's just typical Philadelphia sports, playing down to our
yeah,
opponents, playing up to our opponents. Like there's no consistency. There hasn't been consistency in Philadelphia since the Super Bowl year. It's
not at
in
all.
any sport, baseball, basketball, hockey, nothing. There's been no consistency in Philadelphia. That's the most frustrating part. I'd much rather be consistently terrible, where we could start talking about planning for next year and the years to come, rather than worrying whether or not we're actually going to have a shot at making the playoffs this year. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're not going to win a Super Bowl. So at this point, I'm done like trying to predict going to the playoffs and stuff. And I'm sure my mindset will turn as soon as we beat whoever we play next week. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean,
The
that is how it
Jets,
works.
yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as we play the Jets, Jalen Hurts is going to have the game of his life, and I'm going to be like, all right, he's the guy. We're going to the Super Bowl. Like I hate
yeah,
being a
man.
Philly fan sometimes.
I mean, if you take a look at Jalen Hurts' stat line in this game, I mean, obviously the first thing that jumps out is the interceptions. I mean, you can't throw 3 picks against. I mean, the Giants they have a decent defense. I mean, it's the NFL. Everybody in the NFL is good at football in one way or another. But I mean, that's just kind of the rule of thumb. But those were just, I mean, they were ducks. I mean, there was the one questionable one where maybe there should have been a flag. There was that throw to Jalen Reagor down the field that made no sense. He was in double coverage and he's like 5'10". He's not going up and getting that. He's not climbing the ladders.
I know it's brutal. I don't understand why. Like, first of all, I think that's where the play calling comes in. Maybe Sirianni explained this in the press conferences, but I don't know. Why are we targeting Jalen Reagor so much? What did he have? He had like 7 targets, I think, and two catches. 7 targets and 2 catches.
Yeah, that's more than Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith combined. That can't happen. That's not
terrible.
So you're taking the ball out of your best player's hands.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Ridiculous.
I just don't understand, and I'm glad that Jalen Hurts. And I say this every episode, but like Jalen Hurts has definitely gotten better at making the reads and for like the RPOs and the options and whatnot. But he has not done a very good job of getting his best players involved. And I don't know if it's because he's checking down too early, or if he's getting flustered and moving out of the pocket too early, and his best players aren't open anymore. Or if it's just the defenses know that he's a young quarterback and he's going to try and go to those better players and they're just doubling him up. I don't know what it is, but Jalen Hurts, if he's going to be the guy, he's got to figure that stuff out.
No, yeah, dude, just simply was not. It just wasn't working, and that's exactly what it is. He just wasn't. He wasn't making the right reads. He wasn't making the right decisions with the football. And look, Jalen Hurts, he is. I mean, this is the player that we know he is. I mean, it at least for now. I don't know how much development there is, but this is the same guy really from the beginning of the season. It's just, here's a game where he has to throw the ball because even though we're running the ball well, we're not, getting in scoring position. We need to throw the football. And in those situations, he turned the ball over.
Yeah.
So he's clearly and out towards the last play of the game. Devontae Smith is open, running down the sideline, and people say there's a safety over the top. Safety. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, there's a safety deep, but that's not. Devontae Smith wasn't supposed to work back to the middle of the field until he got to the end zone. He was supposed to get the ball before he got into the end zone.
Yeah,
which is just a little silly. It's a little silly. I understand that. Hey, he had to scramble and run around, but he didn't really. If you just stand in the pocket and deliver a strike, that's sometimes all you need your quarterback to do. As much as I love seeing a guy run around and make awesome plays with his legs, because Jalen Hurts can do that. We all know it. And it's super fun to watch. But no.
No, and we've seen it.
No,
We even saw in that Giants game. I mean, he ran Jalen Hurts himself ran the ball very well. Running backs ran the ball very well. It's just they can't seem to put it together for anything substantial, especially when we're playing shitty opponents. Like I just don't understand why every team in Philadelphia has just the need. They feel the need to like, oh yeah, like we'll be fine. Like we have enough.
I don't
talent.
know what happened there, man.
We have enough talent. We'll be fine. Like we're just playing the Giants. We beat them every year. Like you can't do that, man. It's just the NFL. Like it's just it's so frustrating, and it's incredibly frustrating to watch. It's incredibly tough to talk about without getting absolutely fuming, which I am right now. I'm fuming.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be mad at the defense at all.
No.
They allowed 13 points.
Yeah.
What the hell, right? Good. I mean, that's fine. I mean, normally you allow 13 points, you're going to be fine. So I can't really say anything bad about anybody on the defense. The Giants had the ball too often with too good field position most of the time. And they made us pay for it. Granted, they really struggle to do it because they really are a bad football team. But that just shows that once this team gets in a hole, they don't know how to come out of it.
Yeah.
This is not a team, I don't think, that's going to come back from a big deficit ever. And I don't think we've come close in garbage time, but I don't really count that as a comeback. I don't really count that as a comeback unless you complete it, because then it's just garbage time. You lost anyway. So This is not a team that I think has the wherewithal or the talent or the know-how to get it done.
No.
Which is disappointing. You thought, you saw them really come out swinging against New Orleans, and you saw them come out swinging against Denver. And those are two pretty solid teams. And you think, okay, all right, I think I know what I have in this team. There's clear improvement. They know what they're doing now. Jalen Hurts only threw the ball 30 times across those two games. That's the formula. But that didn't work here. Because teams figured it out. It was a couple weeks, and then they realized we just have to make Jalen Hurts throw the football. And he's a high school quarterback. I mean, he is. I mean, that's what he is. I mean, he can make a good throw every now and then, but his deep ball is nothing special. He's not making like transcendent throws like I see other guys make. He's just not doing it. No. And that's okay. But when you're forced to beat a team with your arm and you don't have an above average arm, you're in trouble.
Yeah, those stats for Jalen Hurts were unbelievable. Like it's tough to look at. He had 124 passing yards and he was 14 for 31. I mean, that's just not going to get the job done ever.
No, 3 picks.
No matter how good your run game is, that's just not going to get it done. I don't know.
That's so garbage. That's garbage.
Really bad. Not even mentioning the 3 interceptions. I mean, it's just that's bad.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's really nothing much else to say about this game other than it was horrible. And
cut Jalen Reagor.
Yeah. We will get to that in just a moment. But before we go into my favorite thing that I do here in my life, beautiful thing it is. I just want to talk about Jordan Mailata real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I do want to put a little something positive in here.
Yeah.
Just because he's awesome. He's incredible. He is a franchise left tackle. And he's talking about Devontae Smith. He's like the consummate teammate. He's like, Devontae Smith gets shit for his size, but he can block anybody. And at first I was like, oh, that's nice. But then I was like, Jordan, he probably couldn't block you, right?
Yeah.
He probably couldn't block you. Probably block most other people, I'm sure, but probably not you and probably not anybody. But I understand what you're saying. But then also that one pick that Jalen Hurts threw like right by the end zone. That's for Drew in the comments there. The one pick that he threw in the end zone or right by the end zone, Mailata comes across and just breaks his rib and puts him in the hospital.
Yep.
He hits him that hard, which is just like, I mean, you like to see that.
I love that in a left tackle. I can't lie to you.
You look for positives, and I think that's a positive. He just watching him accelerate and just light this defensive back up. That's 140 pounds lighter than him, probably. Mm-hmm. Beautiful thing.
The only
throwing
only good thing to come out of that game, Ryan.
only
That was
good
it.
only
Oh,
good thing.
and the punter and Sipas, he's great.
Oh, I mean, but we already knew he's the best player on the team. We already knew our
Yeah.
punter was our best player, and he continues to thrive. He does.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
He's good. Yeah, and I'm shocked. Yeah, I don't know. Like Seamus is putting in here. We only punted 3 times. That's crazy. I don't even know how that's possible.
Because we turned the ball over 3 times.
That's
4 times.
fair. You know what? And there it is.
Boston
Yeah,
Scott fumbled as well, so we had
there's a
4
fumble.
turnovers.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, that's perfect. That'll do it.
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it. And we also failed on 2 4th downs. Seamus G is letting us know. So yeah, just an abysmal day. For the Eagles. And I'm happy to move out of the Eagles segment and into the Doghouse, brought to you by Why Plank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.whyplankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor. Get a quote. Why Plank Floor Supply. If it's wide, they've got it. Sam, I'm going to go first here just because it's Eagles related. Got to throw Jalen Reagor in the Doghouse. Like, bro, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, 7 targets, 2 catches. We talked about it. Ball's going to him too much. Not really his fault that he's getting thrown the ball, but I mean, you can't really blame him for that, but you can blame him for not catching it. You can absolutely blame him for that. And, you can debate, what they do. They do not do fences at Wide Plank Floor Supply. I don't know why people think a company that says floor
it's
in the
not
name.
People. It's just Drew. Like
people do it. It's people. He's got like 5 different accounts. So 5 people on the internet think that it's all the same guy. But my point is this: last 2 throws of the game, so honestly, perfectly thrown footballs by Jalen Hurts, the guy that I said just minutes ago can't play football, pretty much.
Yeah,
he puts it on the money for Jalen Reagor, not once but twice. One along the boundary where it goes off Rager's helmet and into his hand, where maybe there was a light PI, maybe. And then another time where he's going to catch the ball just short of the end zone. He jumps up and it just goes through his hands. And game over.
And according to the national broadcast, that was a tough catch. Oh, yeah.
That was the most ridiculous thing
fucking
ever.
Mitt. Yeah.
It was really funny. That guy that we were talking to on Colorcast was like, yeah, that's not a tough catch. The DB's behind you with his hand on your back, like a proud mother at graduation, which I thought was the perfect.
That was good.
But yeah, it was funny. But yeah, dude, he had like one hand barely pushing him, and he's just right here. It's just right here in his hands, and it just goes right through it. It makes no sense at all how you don't make at least one of those catches if you're an NFL wide receiver. I don't know what the deal is at all. And look, I literally said before the game, how can you really hate Jalen Reagor? I mean, he sucks, but can you hate him? Yeah. But now you can, because his sucking, like, direct, because, like, obviously his sucking impacts success, but right in those moments, it was like his sucking is really the only reason that we lost. In the mind's eye. Recency bias. Last 2 plays of the game, he doesn't catch the ball, drops it, an outright drop. Get in the doghouse, dude. Figure your shit out. I don't know what your deal is. I wanted you to be good. You're not fast unless you like get going like a freight train almost. Like you need 10 yards to reach top speed. Like, you're not zippy fast at all. So
I don't care what kind of speed you got if you can't gain yards after you catch the ball.
You can't gain yards.
You can't gain any yards if you don't catch the fucking football.
Yeah, and then they give him the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he hesitates. And he tries to cut it back 7 yards deep. And I'm like, dude, come on, stop trying to do too much. Play some fucking football. Just do it. Just run the end around. My God. Terrible. And his punt returning too is just god awful.
Oh my gosh. It's been bad for, like, I've been waiting for his, like, receiving game to, like, get going. I haven't really been too concerned with, like, the punt game, especially last year, but this year it's just been so bad, man. Like,
dude, there was a point we were saying put Reagor back there because it was Greg Ward, and we're like, Greg Ward's not doing shit. And I feel like Jalen Reagor's almost worse. I mean, he scored that one punt return for a touchdown against Green Bay in that almost comeback when they brought in Jalen Hurts. So But I haven't seen anything like that since then. I don't know what his deal is, but it's disappointing. So Jalen Reagor getting the doghouse. Sam, who you got?
Yeah, I've got the MLB. in the doghouse, and it's hard to choose sides in this because I think both sides are fun. I mean, like it's a lockout. Like, come on, can we just figure it out just so the Phillies can sign some players, and I don't want to kill myself every day. Like, can we
No.
please just figure it out? Like, give the MLB needs to give the players do need like better not not MLB players per se, but like the minor leaguers. Like, I don't know if they're included in this, but like they need to be compensated better. And it's just
Oh yeah.
the fact that the owners and the MLB are just trying to stiff everybody in their pockets, like it's so frustrating to watch, and it puts a hold on literally everything. You can't do anything anymore during a lockout. Like you can't sign anybody, you can't re-sign it, you can't do anything. So it's just now we talk about it for a month, being like, oh yeah, what are the Phillies gonna do when they get out of the lockout? Like, come on,
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Fuck that. Dude, you see they took the players' faces off MLB.com?
No, I did not.
Yeah. They like on the rosters, they like took people's faces out. But you can still buy Bryce Harper, NL MVP bobbleheads. You can still buy all the player licensed merch.
Yeah,
but you can't look at their faces or see their faces on the official website.
I can't believe that the MLB as an organization has the stones to stiff these guys after they didn't tell anybody. Did you see that article about how they were using 2 different balls the entire season? Didn't tell anybody.
Dude, I mean, you had to. I mean, we all knew that was happening. I mean, we didn't know that exactly is what happening, but we knew we knew they were fucking around. We knew they were fucking around, right? We had to know.
Yeah, it's on us. I mean,
it's on us.
There were plenty of games where they were like, where there was a lot of offense. I mean, look at the Field of Dreams game. Seamus G is bringing up in the chat. I'm sure they were using some extra juice balls there. Yeah,
corn shot.
Corn fed baseballs.
Corn shot.
Oh man, so bad. Yeah, and it's just I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's just this sucks. This is such a shit.
All right, this has been the Doghouse, brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.wideplankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor. Get a quote. Wide Plank Floor Supply. If it's wide, they've got it. Check out their showroom on King of Prussia. Yep. Floor to ceiling planks, all widths. All widths. Widths. Yep. Not the point. Widths. Sam. I want to talk a little Phillies free agency because before the lockout, we did get some moves done. We got Corey Knebel,
yeah,
just Knebel, like with a silent K.
I think
I'll go with Knebel. I like Knebel for a year and $10 million, and then the blockbuster signing, I think, of the pre-lockout period. Absolutely, switch hitting infielder. Whatever the fuck his name is, year. Literally awesome. Like the most worthless deal, literally $1 million. So we got a guy in Knebel who's a reliever, and we got this switch hitting infielder that I is probably just nobody. So like
it's Johan Camargo. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Yeah, Camargo, sure. Yeah, I can't wait for that to be a thing. He might be
when he's like a Ronald Torreyes type. Yeah.
See that?
Well, this guy who's like not supposed to be good is like average. Whoa.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, awesome. So they signed. The moves that they made so far per MLB so far, they've signed Corey Knebel. We're gonna go with Knebel, and then they also Knebel, yeah. And they also signed Johan Camargo, third baseman. He's a switch hitter. Don't know not too much else about him. And then they designated Adonis Medina for assignment.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What the fuck? Why? We could have packaged him for something at some point. Like he was like headlining the Machado trade 2 years ago. Like, yeah, if that were to go through.
Yep. I don't know what happened there, but
I don't know what happened there at all. But he apparently sucks.
I guess he's
gonna go to like
Scott Kingery or something. I don't know.
He's gonna go to like Houston. They're gonna
probably, and then they'll fix him up, and he'll be a stud.
Him and Hector Neris.
Yep. Well, they
That's
did that
crazy.
with Giles too. He was a Philly for a little bit, and then he went to the Astros and
Delays.
started throwing 100 miles an hour, and now he's one of their better pitchers. So I don't know if he's still there with them, but he was there when they won their first World Series.
He was
But
good. He was a good player.
the Phillies, they just need so much, man. They need pitching,
everything.
and they need some middle infielders. They got Gene Segura, Ronald Torreyes, King. No more Kingery. I mean, he's not going to come up. Maybe he will come up this year, but he'll be sitting on the bench. No Didi.
Nah, dude. Starting second baseman. Scott Kingery.
It's terrible. So
Dude,
we need a middle infield.
The Kingery. Dude, why can't we just do Stott and Maton and just fucking send it? I know why. I know why. Contract reasons why.
Yeah.
But, dude, that's crazy. You can't become a free agent unless you've been released or played 6 years in the majors.
Uh-huh.
That's unbelievable control over a player. I had never looked into it until all this shit. And I'm like, oh, my God, you can own
while
this guy
they're not paying
until he's
anything.
30. While
they're
not
getting
jack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, you just have this guy till he's 30.
Did you see that tweet by it was just some guy who's like clearly not like involved in baseball like at all. He's like, man, the MLB is crazy. Like he'll be eating ramen noodles for 6 years, and then all of a sudden you get $100 million if you make it to the show. Like it's
that is kind of crazy.
It was a really funny tweet. Oh man, excuse me while I mute myself and cough.
Absolutely, Sam, and enjoy that cough.
Yeah, that was great. I'm feeling great, and the Phillies, they don't make me feel much better because they made 0 moves. Everybody knew this lockout was coming, right?
Oh my God,
and
dude.
They refused to do anything except sign
Middleton's waiting for the salary cap.
Terrible.
Dude, we've been talking about Sleepy Dave Dombrowski not getting any moves done. I think John Middleton's slipping in Ambien. I think that's what's happening. I think he's trying to keep Sleepy Dave asleep, at least until the lockout.
Just to save him some money.
Yeah, dude, he's waiting for the salary cap. He's biding his time.
What a rat, dude.
That little weasel.
Yeah, he's a weasel. Oh,
dude, just that. But he's bald too. You know he is. Either that or he's got a bad haircut. I'd rather.
Oh, it's
bald.
a toupee. It's a toupee.
Oh, it's got to be a toupee.
Got to be.
Yeah. Dude, get a good one.
I know. Well, I want.
Wear a Phillies hat. I don't know.
Marking your own team.
Jesus Christ. I've never seen him in a piece of Phillies gear. I'm sure I have. I'm sure that's baseless. It's a completely baseless claim.
No evidence. Just probably
never.
True. Just probably true. Yeah. Well, in terms of guys that I want, I like pretty much everybody saying this, but I want Nick Castellanos. That's my my number one target right now. Get a bat in there with Rhys Hoskins and with Bryce Harper. And then just some mediocre pitching. Like if we just had mediocre pitching in the bullpen, we'd be fine.
We won't. Dude, how do we have the 5th highest payroll in Major League Baseball? Who are we paying?
Bryce Harper and JT. Yeah. Reese. No, he hasn't gotten paid yet, has he?
No, nobody's gotten paid.
Scott Kingery. He got paid.
Oh, why?
He got paid. He got like $10 million.
That's insane.
He got $10 million without even playing, without even being on the roster yet. Like he didn't even make the team yet, and they gave him $10 million.
That shouldn't happen. Dude, that's why I was so confident getting his jersey. I was like, hey, man, they threw money at this guy. Like, yeah, I'll throw a little money at him too. No. Never take business advice from the Phillies front office.
Never. In fact, you should be giving them advice. You shouldn't take their advice. You should give them advice.
I don't know anything. I actually probably know more about baseball than John Middleton.
Probably.
And that's horrifying.
I will say that. I will defend you in that sense.
My God.
That guy sucks, and he should just sell the team.
Dude, it's just one of those things. It's a business investment. It's nothing more. It's okay. I get it. Dude. I get it. Look, man, I get it. You own it. It's your fucking team. At the end of the day.
Everybody hates you, but
I'm not fucking buying shit. I'm not going to the games. They suck. I'll go to like one game. That's more for the boys than anything else.
Yeah. It's not for the team.
It's not for the team at all.
Yeah, it's for the
not for the team at all, dude. No.
Nope.
Not even remotely. Yeah, dude, we're fucked if we don't make a splashy signing and like be the hot. We're gonna end up we're going to end up with something. Here's the thing. I don't know what's going to
Have to.
happen with this lockout. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Because shit could change, man. I don't know.
It's just one of those things where it could be we could be out of it by tomorrow, or we could be out of it in not even by the time the season starts.
We're not going to be out of it by tomorrow, dude. We're not having a season, bro. They had a 7-minute meeting and then dipped yesterday. That's basically just that. I guarantee you they sat there in silence for 5 minutes and then went, all right, all
right.
All right, gentlemen. Suppose we head out now.
So we're gonna lock this thing up now? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just cash
Imagine
it up.
you work at the stupid store.
Oh man, I don't want to talk
For
about
a moment
it anymore.
Let me paint a word picture. All right, we'll move right on to the Sixers here. Sixers. They suck.
Yeah.
The Sixers are bad. They suck. They most recently lost 88-87 to the Boston Celtics. And they've just been getting clapped. There's
just no help. There's no help for Joel Embiid, and this team just they don't have an identity. It's
Joel Embiid's not helping himself either.
Yeah, I guess that's
shooting
true.
like 3 of 27.
Well, it's the Carson Wentz effect, right? So the guy's trying to put too much. He's putting too much on his plate, and he's trying to do too much, and now he's fucking everything up.
You think?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. I'm in such a pessimistic mood right now that I could even say that maybe Joel Embiid is like Carson Wentz. Who knows?
No. You're on fucking drugs. Don't say that. Don't say that. I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe that is fucking crazy.
I don't actually believe that. It was a thought that crossed my mind, and I was
one
like,
of those dark thoughts. That's an inside thought, Sam. You don't share that with others. Sicko. You sicko. Sam Glavin knows ball. Ball enthusiast. But I'll tell you this, Sam. The Philadelphia 76ers are a trash heap right now. No creativity on offense. I mean, Doc Rivers can't coach a lick. You saw the inbound play last night. Honestly, the inbounds play wasn't even that good. It's the personnel, or it wasn't even that bad. It was the personnel that he put out there. Because, I mean, he said that he wanted to have shooting on the floor, but then he has Tobias Harris try and facilitate something for either Seth or Joel. And what does Tobias do? He catches the ball on the 3-point line on the inbound side, that's the Sixers inbound play. They just run around and then they throw it to the guy that's standing right in front of the inbounder. It's crazy. It happens every time.
Yeah.
And of course, because that happens and you have to stop, you're not moving while you get the ball, or in Tobias's case, jumping to get it towards the inbound because it's a bad play. He catches the ball, lands 10 feet behind the 3-point line, and then just dribbles the clock out to like 0.9 seconds, dishes it to George Niang in the corner, and clock expires before he can even get the ball off. I mean, there's just so much wrong. There's so much wrong with that play. And it really encapsulates the Sixers season, because there's Joel Embiid on the block, unable to get a perfect shot because he's inside off of an inbounds play. That's just not an easy thing to just break free from. Then you have Tobias Harris just exhibiting that he has no brain at all. No brain whatsoever. Danny Green was right there. He had just hit like the game tying 3 minutes earlier, or not minutes, seconds even.
Yeah,
seconds. And he just goes, nope, let me just look at you, Danny, and just keep dribbling for another second and then kick it. Just unacceptable. And the team is fucked. The team is fucked. The vibes are fucked. Here's the thing. Everybody was so happy about the Sixers vibes. They're like, I don't care about the wins, man. It's all about the vibes. Because what? Now you have neither. Now you have no wins and you have no vibes. The vibes are fucked. All right? That's what happens when you don't hold anybody accountable. That's what happens when your whole fucking shtick is, look how cute and marketable this team is. No. Fucking stop. These are grown men. Play like it. Please, dear God, let's have some accountability in this organization. honestly, man, it feels impossible to criticize Joel Embiid without people thinking that you're like saying that he's like Carson Wentz, essentially. You can't. I want to say Joel Embiid had an awful game last night, and it's not the team's fault. It is partially the team's fault because it was fucked, but Joel just was off. Joel did not play well. He did not. I mean, he grabbed some rebounds, but that's because by virtue of the fact that he's the tallest guy out there. It's pretty easy to grab rebounds when you're the tallest guy.
Yeah,
so, but
pretty much.
He did not have a good game at all. And there's a point where it's like, I'm not going to come out here and criticize Joel Embiid. I'll just say he didn't have a good game, leave it at that. But, the concept of doing that, it just feels like so much of the fan base would just get triggered immediately and be like, no, you can't blame him for a loss. It's everyone else's fault, which is just, it's not true. It's not entirely true. It's not fair.
Yeah, you're right.
Now,
I mean, until
Harris is making $180 million for a reason, but
right.
No.
Yep. Until this team, like this, this has always been the problem. So Joel Embiid went out for how many weeks there? For like
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So this team has zero clue how to play basketball without Joel Embiid. And so how are you and then when he comes back, he's clearly not going to be his best self.
No.
And so like how are you expected? Oh yeah, he's just going to come back and he's going to put the team right back on his back. Like,
no,
it's not how it works. You have to figure out who you are without your best. The best teams are not. I mean, obviously you have stars on your team, but like it's the supporting cast around those stars that make those stars better, which make a fucking team. Like I don't understand why do we have to even say that about the Sixers, because they're not doing it. They have nothing
at all. It's disappointing to see because we started the year off really strong, and then Joel got COVID. It's every year with this team. It's really every month something new pops up, another issue, another problem. And look, I mean, that's life. Adversity is going to happen. You have to overcome it, but it is tough. And I'm not saying like Joel Embiid is a bad basketball player. Obviously, just he played poorly, probably not fully 100%. You're right. Yeah. There's no way. He said he thought he was going to die. Like, I mean, however dramatic that is, like he was clearly very sick. So he's not going to be 100% himself.
Yep.
But as a result, he played poorly. And that was, and it was disappointing to see that. And it was disappointing to see just a complete lack of like urgency and like, I don't know, man, just when we have the ball, it looks so like sterile. It's so bad. Nobody's doing anything. Like Matisse Thybulle gets the ball in an action. What is he supposed to do with it? Dribble it? No, he can't dribble. Pass it? Maybe if somebody's open. He's not an elite passer.
Yeah.
Like,
can't shoot either.
Can't shoot a lick. Incredible defender, obviously. No, Matisse, blah, blah, blah. But, all the things you say about Matisse. But it's just like there are limitations to this team. And like it's almost like we're maximizing them. We're putting on display exactly what we can't do. Like when you draw an inbounds play like that at the end of the game, you look for it. Like that's basically a guy that needs to create his own shot. We don't have anybody that can do that.
No,
off the bounce.
Nobody.
No.
Yeah, definitely. We don't have
a lot of good catch and shoot guys.
Yeah.
That's why we need D'Angelo Russell.
Or not. Yeah. I mean, that would be nice. You can't. I mean, that's also a problem with having a center be your best player because you can't.
Yeah.
You can't have that kind of action at the end of a game. I mean, he could. He realistically, he probably could, but everybody knows who's going to get the ball.
Yeah, he's not fast enough to like come off a screen like that.
Yeah,
it has to be like you have to deliberately work the ball inside, and that doesn't work when you only have 5 seconds and you don't know whether or not like you don't even know if it's going to be a successful insert pass. You don't know if that's going to work, let alone whether or not when he gets the ball he's going to get a clean shot. It's much better. It's not much better, but it's it's more likely just give it to a guy that can create his own shot on the wing and either go to the hoop and create chance for a foul or pull up or do a step back like so many other teams. Like Boston, end of the game. Who's taking that shot? Jason Tatum. Absolutely.
Easy money.
Unless he specifically said he's not doing it. Yeah. Like or they're trying to fool somebody. Jason Tatum is taking that shot. We don't have that guy. We do not have that guy on this team. And it's crazy to me that like Tobias Harris has the ball in his hands with a second left, and his options are George Niang and Danny Green. And I'm just
What a
like, you have
joke.
Joel Embiid and Seth Curry on the other side of the floor.
Yeah.
What is this? Like, what are we doing? What are these plays? And I'm like, there's a reason Doc Rivers is the losingest coach in the history of the NBA playoffs. It's because he gets enough talent on a roster every time to make it to the playoffs, but he can't actually coach. Can't actually coach a playoff basketball team unless there's 4 Hall of Famers on it.
Yep.
And even then, it's going to be close.
And it was.
And it was. It's crazy, man. This team is not a team that's going to win close games like this. We can't do it. It's no. Like the Eagles that are never going to come back. We're not winning. The Sixers are not a team that can win close games right now, and it's disappointing to watch because we have a lot of good guys. It's just that if we can trade Ben for a piece like, say, D'Angelo Russell, a pick, and a bench guy, I think that's fine. Fuck it, whatever. D'Angelo Russell is good at all the things that our team is bad at.
Yeah.
He can ball handle, he can pass, and he can create his own shots, hit a step back 3. Only other person I would consider allowing to shoot a step back 3 is probably Seth Curry.
Yeah.
But like he's not even good at that, and he's a much better catch and shoot guy, and he knows that.
Yeah.
But D'Lo is icing the, and he's clutch. He's clutch in a way no one on our team is.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is not clutch. He is clutch. He's just not really given the opportunity to shine in those moments. But he's not clutch. He's had his clutch moments. But it's just by virtue of the fact that he can't take the last shot every time because of his size and his position where he needs to be on the floor. He's not able to, dominate in crunch time like a guard or a wing would be able to. And we don't have any guys that can do. Like, do you want Tyrese Maxey taking a step back 3 to win the game? The fuck?
Oh.
No. Shake Milton, catch and shoot. Yeah. I don't want him taking the ball up the floor in an ISO. Absolutely not.
Nope. This team has no identity, Ryan. No identity.
None at all. They don't know what they're doing. But Ben Simmons, dude, Ben Simmons is a really good basketball player, and this team would benefit from having him on the floor. Obviously, we would have the same issues that we did.
Yeah.
But this team would benefit from having a guy like that on the floor. Or just having like a good, like just another star. Tobias Harris can't be the second option on a team. He's a role player. We're literally watching the 2011 Mavericks right now. This is what we have. Joel Embiid is Dirk Nowitzki, and everyone else is just the incredible supporting cast. But you can't win like that.
Not incredible.
Yeah, you can't win like that in the NBA. You just can't.
Not anymore, yeah. Terrible. Seamus, want to hop in here and do some Flyers? There he comes. There he is.
Gentlemen.
What's going on?
I'm sad.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You guys have hit the nail on the head for sure. It's it gets no better because the Flyers are stupid. They're boring. They're ineffective, and they've lost 7 straight.
Good.
Terrible.
So that's going really well. We had Shesterkin look like the best goalie since Martin Brodeur. So that was terrific. We had a 5-minute misconduct on their team. We got like 4 shots on goal. So
it's embarrassing.
It's not going well.
It's not going well.
It's not going well.
It's fine. Finals are coming up. Philadelphia sports suck. Everybody's getting sick. Like, this is just the worst episode ever.
It's really tough. It's really tough.
It's terrible. I'm calling it. Screw this.
Yeah. All right. It was a pleasure.
God bless.
Until next time.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening and bearing with us for this terrible, terrible episode.
Well, just real quick, because I put in the description, we have to at least say one thing about the Union.
Oh, the Union, yeah.
We have to say one thing. We have to say one thing, as much as I want to end it as well. So just real quick, Union made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Going to be in Chester. What is it now? Subaru Park. I still call it PPL Park. That's how out of it I am. The name has changed like 6 times. They play New York City FC on Sunday, and they only gave them 200 tickets for the away fans, which I think is hilarious. It seats 18,000 Sunday.
Huh.
It's during the Birds game. which is disappointing.
That's sad. That's just bad timing.
Mm-hmm. I want to say like 3 o'clock, maybe 2:30.
Such a weird time. Such a weird time.
3 o'clock. Obviously, check the libertyline.com for everything. Everything union related. You get a preview. Because look, man, I've watched a few games. I've been able to catch a few games of the playoffs. And man, this is a team that plays hard. If you're looking for a team that's hustling, that's playing their ass off, that's actually pretty damn good, finish second in the Eastern Conference, have home field advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're going to be here in Philly.
Awesome.
Sunday, 3 p.m. Listen on Fox Sports The Gambler. Watch on ABC.
Who knows?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Sam, go Union.
Yeah, go Union. Thanks
go
everybody
Snakes.
for bearing with us here in this edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. Yeah, before we do the rest of the sign off, make sure you download the Parks Casino app in the sports book and use code Wolves69 to get a risk-free bet of up to $500 with a $25 deposit. And thank you, everybody. Once again, definitely check out the libertyline.com and follow at libertylinephl. Follow at wolvesofbroadst on all the social medias. Follow me at samglavin06. Follow at Ryan Conway 76 and at shamelessly SG. Buy a shirt. Thank you, Drew and Victor, for letting us do this thing. Seamus G, closes down. libertyline.com